Towards the end of every anime season, I make a video for a series called Season Roundup, a little video where I go over and do a quick recap and mini review for most of the anime that I watch in any given anime season. But with how amazing 2018 has been in terms of quality anime, I figured why not do a larger scale version of Season Roundup, but just highlight what I deem to be the best anime that you can watch in 2018. Now, I'm not going to hit on every great anime that did air because I didn't watch every show that did come out, either because of time constraints or I just hadn't caught up on the past season so I couldn't watch the new one. But starting from winter and making our way down to fall, let's go over my favorite anime from 2018. One of the studios I've been most excited for in the past few years has to be Geno Studio. Originally formed to finish up the movie Genesata Oregon when Studio Manglobe shut down, they announced a few anime for 2018 and beyond to be worked on after this film. The first of which was Koku, an anime following a select group of people that after playing around with a dangerous stone that was passed down in the family, they re-enter their own world where everyone and everything is now in stasis except for those who have come into contact with said stone. Physics are played around with, and you get a really interesting family-driven story about trying to uncover the mystery of this frozen world while also trying to keep their family safe, as they attempt to escape due to monstrous beasts trying to kill them as well as other humans. Honestly, this was one of my favorite anime of the winter season, and anyone looking for not only a visually interesting anime, but also one where objects are played around with, check this gem out. Sometimes your first love will be that one that you can't and maybe shouldn't have, but it doesn't make it any easier as who you love is who you love. This anime follows a 17-year-old girl who has dealt with some pretty serious trauma in her life, and after a serious leg injury, she now secludes herself away fearful of trying again at the sport that she loves as she doesn't want to fail and hurt herself once more. The restaurant that she works at has an older manager who is a single father who she ends up falling in love with. Both he and this girl have issues that they're running away from rather than tackling them head on. By the end of this anime, you witness really beautiful character growth, and this girl figures out what she needs to do, as does the manager. At no point does the show try to be anything less than sweet while having two unlikely characters find something in the other to help them point towards the proper path. Though only the second core of this aired in 2018, I still say it counts. I've made plenty of videos on this wonderful series, but if you needed one last push to finally watch it, then here it is. Go watch it, because it's one of Wit Studios' best anime. Now really, if you enjoy memes, you're probably gonna love Pop Team Epic. It's hard to put into words what this show was, or if anything actually made that much sense. But the beauty of memes is they often don't make a lot of sense. Not every joke will crack you up, but for being an anime that took this new and fresh take on the oversaturated comedy genre, it was nice watching an anime that actually felt like it was pulled from Adult Swim's lineup that I'd watch late at night when I was in high school. Cute girls doing cute things isn't a genre for everyone, but trust me when I say that's not all this anime really is. Now, without spoiling this journey, A Place Further Than the Universe tackles personal-led stories revolving around this cast of characters that each need to find something within themselves that ultimately takes them on a trip to Antarctica, which isn't the easiest of tasks. At no point does it use cheap techniques like pandering shots or one-note designs to keep fans interested, but rather, amazing dialogue and beautiful scenery is relied on. That by the time the trip is over, you're going to wish for a detour just so the show won't end. When it comes to designing characters that won't be relatable to the average viewer, but will manage to grip you like those stories that try to make you relate to them, where the artistic beauty of its visuals is so masterfully done that other anime will look basic in comparison, you can't do any wrong with Violet Evergarden. A tool war is given a chance at a normal life after fighting and being used as a weapon. She writes letters for clients expressing their emotions despite not understanding her own, while this bittersweet tale unfolds and Violet learns what a certain set of words left to her by the one that she loves truly means. You might think this is an anime that got popular because of its visuals, but the true beauty is actually within its main character arc of Violet Evergarden. Sex, blood, and rap battles, the anime that took the internet by storm at the start of the year, managing to make a really gritty and dark series revolving around demons with a unique take on humanity as a whole. Anyone looking for edge done right, look no further. Now, edge is something that's used as an insult a lot, but it's not always a bad thing. When you have demons raping and killing, and it's shown in full detail, that's the type of content you would expect to see, with demons as the whole point of them is trying to be horrible and disgusting monsters, and you really can't get that across with tame scenes. Devilman was great, and the best part is, it never overstayed its welcome. Now you may notice that this section sounds a tad differently than the rest of the video, and that's because silly old me forgot to add Aggretsuko originally to this list, and I had to record this section separately. And I absolutely refused to leave it out, as it really was a highlight in the comedy and relatability department. Shitty jobs, and even shittier coworkers, is something that most of us will experience in our lives. And though I've never worked a traditional office job, job. The way the work culture was explored with a cute red panda dealing with the BS of the workplace who gets her anger and frustration out by screaming death metal karaoke was absolutely brilliant. Sanrio characters traditionally are cute and provide a happy feeling, where with this batch we get a bit more, one could say, of an aggressive side to the world of Sanrio and all of its characters. Usually there's at least a few shonen battle series that get popular a year, and the rule of thumb is, here we go again, since let's be honest, not much is really that different from the last. But My Hero Academia I think is something worth paying attention to. So far each season has improved on the last, and with this latest season, from how the power system is being explored to the really emotional driven character arcs and fights that feel as if they are designed to both be something that's fun to watch, but also to tell a story. I don't really think there's real competition in shonen anime at the moment. By the time this series finishes, which based on Bones' track record seems like they're actually aiming for a full adaptation, I think this will go down as one of the all-time greats. Maybe you just don't like it and that's totally fine, but for me a pretty fun shonen in season 1 ended up developing into a pretty respectable series where characters are more than just their powers by seasons 2 and 3. Geno Studios' second anime ran for 2 seasons in this year, and it had me dying for a third by the time it ended. Taking a really interesting historical time period that's never really explored in anime, and if it has been, I don't know of it, tackling the Ainu culture, a quest for gold, amazing personalities, cooking lessons, over-the-top humor, this anime kind of invented its own genre by the end of season 2, and it became one of the best anime of this year. Having this giant group of characters all with their own goals and motives and how they intertwine with the central group and story becomes nerve-wracking, because who can you really trust and who is truly on your side isn't seen that often in anime. Alliances are typically something that's set in stone and you never need to worry, but with Kamuy, you never really want to trust any one character past Sugimoto because everyone probably could stab you in the back. Just watch this beautiful series. When a mysterious girl falls from the sky and forces a man in the Yakuza to take care of her, elsewise she will destroy his stuff, you know you're in for an entertaining anime. But surprisingly, there was quite a few really moving moments sprinkled around some great character drama and overall development. Hinamatsuri is one of those anime that really stood out in 2018 because it was able to blend drama and comedy in some of the best ways I've ever seen in the medium. Tomorrow's Joe had an anniversary project in the form of Megalo Box, a retelling of the hit story, but done a tad differently with futuristic enhancements attached to these fighters. These suits can determine how a punch should connect, increase speed and power. Really, they just make fights a lot cooler. But then you have a man by the title of Gearless Joe pushing what boxing can be in a time of technological advancements. This was the perfect sport anime for me, where every fight, every character, I felt emotionally attached, and best of all, the ending was amazing. I also stand by saying it has one of the greatest soundtracks ever composed. In the original Steins Gate, we witnessed one side of the story, where with Zero, you get the other half. When it comes to time travel, there isn't much competition in the world of anime, and with the conclusion of Zero, Steins Gate is perfectly wrapped up, and if you want to see the mad scientist become the sad scientist, then look no further than Steins Gate Zero. I'll be honest, I've enjoyed every SAO season to some degree, but I don't think any arc was all that good past Mother Rosario. SAO Alternative is a spin-off to the Gun Gale Online arc, but this time is written by the man who wrote Kino's Journey, and is also produced by Studio 3Hertz. Really, the reason to watch this is because the characters are fun, the game actually feels fleshed out because the author took time to put in tactics and world building, and it really just tried to be a fun battle royale style anime without making you fear for the characters' lives. I really considered this what SEO should have been, and even friends who dislike the series enjoyed this one. You got a nerdy guy and a fujoshi girl. I'm sure you've seen that done before in romance, but the reason this anime works so well is how both these characters are functioning normal adults, just both have more nerdy pastimes. The romance is quite believable, the development is top notch, but best of all, the 4 central lead characters all really flesh out, and you get to see not one, but 2 strong romances while nothing feeling that cringy. It's as if this was a story not designed to make the viewer who thinks their unhealthy shut-in lifestyle was okay, but rather this was an anime designed to tell a heartwarming romance about a group of friends who all work normal jobs with some nerdy pastimes. It seems that only a handful of people watch this gem of a short, but for those looking for a parody on the space mecha genre, while the universe is at stake, then you really should watch these 2 short seasons. This anime will run you only a couple of hours, but watching a man not care about anything other than his cockpit while the universe is in the middle of a war is hilarious, and I can't recommend this enough. MAPPA is the kind of studio who you can trust will bring back manga gems from the past in a new and updated way that still stays true to the source material. Anime dealing with very real and disturbing topics while focusing on characters trying to be free and discovering what they want in life is hard to nail. With Banana Fish, the path that Eiji and Ash take is beautiful and simply stunning in every way. This might not be a series that rewatch value is that high just because of the final few episodes that make you feel a whole bunch of things, but it's a one-of-a-kind experience that no one should miss out on. If you thought learning about how the human body functions was boring and couldn't be a damn near perfect slice of life anime, well, you're just as wrong as I was. Cells at Work takes everything going on in each and every one of us and turns those cells, viruses, and everything in between into anime tropes. Because of how well the tropes match what actually happens in a body, like how white blood cells deal with intruders, you end up with the most anime designed story you can think of while also learning a thing or two each episode. Like when I watched Bill Nye as a kid, I was both entertained and very educated. In terms of pure artistic beauty, I think this wins in 2018. The anime follows a group of girls all trying to be the top star at this school where they perform a certain style of theater. However, this school hosts some late night auditions held by a talking giraffe who makes them fight with realistic looking weapons as they sing and dance in hope of being #1 and having their dream stage made. This is a wild journey and honestly is one of the most memorable and unique anime that I've seen in quite a while. Attack on Titan is a household name at this point in time, but I love seeing the reactions to Season 3 Part 1 because this is where past seasons make a lot more sense, became far more complicated, and the world starts opening up in ways you can't possibly imagine. Attack on Titan isn't just a series that each arc generally gets better, it's that on top of that, the past arcs are continuously explored and explain aspects to the story and characters in ways that make you think, oh, the fun arc in the past is actually a lot more complex and has a lot more depth than I first gave it credit to. I'm a big fan of vampires, and since it's kind of slim pickings in anime and pretty much everywhere, anytime one does more right than wrong, it needs to be shown off. Sirius the Jaeger follows a group of vampire hunters on a quest to keep the world safe. During this quest, the main character Yuli and his past gets explored, and this mysterious object known as the Ark gets thrown into the mix as we watch Yuli's personal story unfold, surrounded by great action, amazing take on vampires, while just being damn fun. It's really just a good anime all around, and anyone who has been thirsting for a legit vampire anime should look no further because really it did it pretty damn well. Angels of Death is one of those anime I had a blast watching and reviewing. It's one of the lower ranked anime in this video, but in terms of making you think about what you are seeing or the purpose of the strange murder building the two lead characters are attempting to escape from, it's pretty damn fun and really did its own thing without conforming to the standard style of horror anime. The main thing you're going to be watching for is the relationship between Zack and Rachel, one of which wants to die and the other is a serial killer, and where they can go from there. You want teenage drama executed well? You want the best damn romance imaginable that makes you feel like a giddy schoolgirl? How about tales of growing up with a supernatural twist that makes those days of going through puberty that much more frightening? Watch Bunny Girl Senpai then. It's not only my anime of the year, it's probably like my top 3 anime of all time because it's that damn good. This anime original drama from PA Works tackles a colorblind girl who has forgotten what the beauty of the world looks like and has a hatred for magic, as in this world magic is woven into society in pretty simple ways like magic shops and just everyday life. After seeing her granddaughter suffer so much, she ends up sending her back in time to live a life with her younger self and friends in hopes that she will find what it is that she's missing. The way the main character is explored with this beautiful touch of art and animation, showcasing all these bright and vibrant colors to the viewer as it switches back to a black and white scene, reinforcing how this girl perceives the world and why she is so gloomy. It really turns this anime into one that no one should skip out on. It's not afraid to pull on your heart, and I had a blast binging this gem. I've seen some mixed reactions to what Index 3 has brought to the table, but honestly I've been having a pretty fun time with it. It's more Index and that's not really a bad thing. It's hard to say exactly how I'm feeling until the season wraps up, but so far I've been feeling pretty much the same way of season 2, which was my favorite season. I never knew I needed a gang anime with the JoJo formula until part 5, but here we are. I've enjoyed every JoJo part to a certain degree, and I think each part has improved on the last overall. With part 5 Golden Wind, I think it's finally hit what I've been searching for in a JoJo anime. The main character Giorno is amazing. He is in a black and white, do no wrong character, but a questionable guy with very interesting motives. Not to mention he also has a pretty killer father, literally. The group we follow honestly are equally interesting, and even though I love my boy Giorno, I love all the boys in this squad. They're all pretty fun to watch. It's not a save the world style anime, it's let's take down the boss in charge and have some change in leadership within this gang. The powers in fights have been the most creative yet, with abilities not just relying on brute force, but more tactical based thinking and creativity. Giorno's ability to give life to objects has provided JoJo with some of the most ridiculous and amazing moments yet. Really, this is my JoJo part, the one that hit all the notes that I've been searching for without anything really feeling too off. Hopefully each part will continue to impress me, but right now this feels like JoJo made for Brandon. Sometimes you have a job that can drive you up the walls, so you turn it into a more exaggerated tale where you design yourself as a skeleton, and those yaoi fangirls who drove you insane are even more obnoxious in animation. That's pretty much this hilarious short in a nutshell. If you want to see what bookstore life is like in over-exaggerated anime ways, then look no further. Tokusatsu is a style that not everyone will be into. Anime is also a style that not everyone's going to be into. But blend those two together, and we come a little closer to a different type of fan enjoying something they normally wouldn't. This is easily my favorite Trigger production ever made. The amount of layers to this series is phenomenal, the CGI fights are breathtakingly beautiful, mirroring live-action tokusatsu series remarkably well, the overall character progression for the main antagonist is tight as can be, there is plenty of twists and turns, and by the time you leave episode 12, you will appreciate the roller coaster you just witnessed. Do not sleep on SSSS.Gridman. Idols plus Zombies equals both a hilarious and over-the-top comedy layered with really moving character stories. In terms of original new ideas, Mabit hit it out of the park with this one. You start off staying for the laughs, but you actually stick with it for the feels. 2018, to put it simply, was amazing for anime. The year as a whole may have sucked, but for anime, it kicked all the ass. Let me know some of your favorite anime from this past year or thoughts on the video down in that comment section below. Remember to leave a like if you did enjoy, and hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. There's also my Patreon where you can directly fund and support the channel to help make videos such as these possible, but until next time everyone, please take care and have a good one. Oh wait, also, you didn't think I'd forget about anime of the decade, did you?